Welcome to this week's Dream Car judging video here at BOTB. We'd now like to hand over to today's lawyer from Onside Law who'll oversee the proceedings.
My name's Lily Elliott from Onside Law and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company Azets. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer.
Good morning. My name's Peter Giorgio. I'm a futsal and football referee.
Good morning. My name's Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Hi, my name is Kieran Fitzgibbon. I've played football for more than 30 years and I'm also a referee.
Hi, my name is Harry Mendonca. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for over 30 years and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Hi, I'm Jenna Scolacci, retired professional footballer, now operations manager at Tottenham Hotspur Academy.
My name's Liam Walsh. I'm a retired referee, currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 8 individual selections.
Thank you very much, Lily. Good morning, everybody. So we've got a bit of a spread this morning. So Kieran, I'm going to come to you. There's your blue cross that's magnified there. If you could explain what you've seen in the shot, what's happening with the ball, and then how you reached your decision, please.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. Thank you. And morning, everybody. Yes, I'm not sure exactly what's happening with this shot. My personal opinion is I think we've got a bouncing ball. I think the player in red and black is closer to the ball than the player in blue. I couldn't even say which direction the ball is coming from, but I would hazard a guess it's coming towards him from the right to left. I'm not sure about that. I think he's got his eyes firmly fixed on the ball. He's looking in the downward direction. But he's not that close to playing the ball. His body isn't moved yet in any direction that he's playing. So I think he's waiting for it to drop a little bit further. And then he's looking to play the ball. I think the player in blue is a little bit further away than it may look on screen. I think he's just coming in, moving in towards the player and ball, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. I think both players have got their eyes fixed on the ball, but again, it's not clear from either set of eyes exactly where the ball is. The player in blue does seem to be looking slightly in a downward direction. That's clearer. And the player in red and black, I think, is looking generally downwards, but I can't focus exactly where he's looking. So I've placed my ball where I think the ball would be, just bouncing up towards the player in red and black, and he's waiting to look to see where it drops a little bit further before he plays it.
Okay, so red and black favourite. Okay, so I shall draw some lines in. As I've alluded to initially, we've got quite a big spread. We've got Aries there at the top. And mine and Leo's at the bottom on a trajectory. And then I can't really see this guy's eyes, but he's got again, Ari up here. And then Leo's down here. So I'm going to come to Ari, then Leo. So Ari, you're a little bit higher up than the rest of us, and a bit to the right. There's your orange cross that's magnified. What did you see in the shot?
Thanks, Matt. Well, I felt the same. I felt that this was a bouncing ball, the ball coming from the right to the left, and the ball is moving towards the player in red and black. When I look at the eyes of player in blue, I saw that the eyes are closing in. If you look one eye and the other, the ball, I think, is close to him, but moving away from him. That's why I think but he knows he's not going to get the ball, so he's just moving towards the position that he wants to be, looking at the ball. And I felt that his eyes were crossing a little bit, and the direction was that one. When I look at the player in black and red, I felt he's looking. Even though we don't see the full. We have his eyelids are open, but I felt he was slightly higher. Hence my position there.
Okay, thank you. So as I said, I'll come to you, Leo, next. You're the lowest, and to the left, there's your yellow cross that's magnified. How did you reach your decision?
Yeah, hi, Matt. Yeah, I think the player in red and black is favourite to get the ball. I think he's adjusting his sort of body to control the ball. I think there's a chance he's going to control it with his thigh. I think he looks a bit more stationary in his body shape to me, Matt. So I think he's just adjusting himself to control the ball. So he's favourite to get this ball. I think he's looking downwards, and I think the ball is just slightly in front of him. I think the player in blue who's on the move, I think he's trying to get to the ball, and he's especially his right eye. I think he's looking downwards and in that direction. I don't think he's going to get to the ball. I think the player in red and black is going to be there first, but he's also adjusting his position to get to the ball.
Yeah, thank you. And on that same trajectory up to the blue player is my own, a little bit more central. I agree. I think, to my mind, the best scenario is a bouncing ball where it's coming into the player in black and red who looks stationary and just ready to sort of play the ball, whether he's going to use his thigh, his feet, chest it, turn with it. And I think the player in blue is just looking across and looking a little bit down. So the ball's past him. So I think it's come up from the right to the left, it bounced up, and he's just on looking. And I've taken quite a bit from this play. Although we can't see his eyes, I think he's looking down. I think this eye here, but his left eye, I think I can see enough to suggest that he's looking down. And with his hair sort of bunched up, I think he's sort of on the stop. So that's why I've gone a little bit lower. And that brings us up into the slightly more central of all our choices. So Liam, I'll come to you next. There's your little light pink cross there in the middle. How did you get to your position?
Yeah, good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Probably a mixture of what has been said, but scenario I set myself is yes, bouncing ball right to left. I think that the body language of the guy in red says he's in control. He's gonna either, as Leo referred to, he's gonna either thigh it or chest it, turn away. He's gonna let it drop to his feet. There's something, but he's in control of the situation. The blue is, again, it's been referred to. I think there's a little bit of distance there, and he's coming in. Having said that, for me, two sets of eyes that we can take the evidence from as to where my cross is. The guy in blue, he's looking clearly for me, looking downwards. But the fact that his brow is slightly furrowed, he's just keeping that eye line up a little bit. The guy in red, again, yeah, for me, he's looking down, and it's about your own personal choice. And it's interesting, what Leo said, I realistically agree with, but it's just ironic our crosses are so far apart. He's looking down, he's got eyes through the ball, he's very focused. And that's it. That's it for me this morning.
Okay, thank you. And a little bit further down and to the right is yours, Nigel, the purple cross. Did you agree with that?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, very similar to Liam this morning. first of all, I thought, well, what sort of ball is it? And I felt like everyone else that it's a bouncing ball. I mean, neither player appears to be trying to head the ball. They're not stooping down to it, but they are both looking down. And, I even wondered if it may be a last-minute deflection that suddenly guided it into this sort of area, because they both seem to be a little bit of a distance away from the ball. For me, player in red, he's looking down, but we can't really be sure of his angle because we can't see the whites around the eyes. His eyes are shadowed, possibly because of the light direction. Player in blue is also looking down. So for me, I make the player in red favourite for it. As Liam says, I think he's in control of the situation. Although I'm not sure whether he's going to chest it or attempt to body it downwards. But I'd make him favourite to win the ball.
Yeah, thank you.
For me, it's bouncing pretty much in between them.
Yeah. And Peter, you're next. Yours the green cross there, again just to the right and a little bit lower than Nigel's. How did you get to your point?
Yes, good morning, everyone. I agree with Kieran's first interpretation of the ball coming in from right to left. I actually think it's bouncing into the player in black on white. He's interesting. His left fist or hand is fisted, so I think the ball is going to go into his chest. He's expecting some form of contact of the ball to himself. And with the player in blue, yes, he's on looking, not really involved, I don't think. Yes, he's running. I think but he's not favoured for the ball. And where the position of the ball is, I've taken the angles of the heads and some information from the eyes, but I've got it basically in between the two players, and that's where I put the centre of the ball.
Yeah, thank you. And last but not least is yours, Jenna. There you go. Yours is the light blue cross. How did you see the picture?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, pretty similar to what's been said. I think the ball is a bouncing ball coming in from right to left as we're looking. For me, I felt the player in blue was possibly in the background and the player in red and black was favourite to win. I took quite a bit from the player in red and black's right eye as we're looking at it. You can see it's slightly blurred, but it appears to be open, and I feel he's looking out in front of him at an angle, but not too steeply down. So I think he's looking more so out in front of him. And then from his body, just looking at his arm, he looks a bit rigid, a bit stiff. I think he's just maybe decelerating just to adjust to control the ball that's bouncing into him, and then maybe going to play it on. But for me, yeah, I felt the ball was bouncing in between the two, and player in red and black was favourite to win it.
Yeah, thank you. So we're all in agreement that there's a bouncing ball. It's coming right to left and going towards the player in red and black who's favourite to play the ball, whether it's on the thigh as Leo first suggested, or he's maybe going to chest it, or he's going to turn and play it. We don't know. And the ball is in front of the player in black and red. We all agree that the player in blue is sort of looking at the ball as it sort of passes him by. So if I hover over the top of this calculated average, we see that we have two choices, Aries at the top and Leo's at the bottom, completely outside, and the majority of my own popping out the bottom. So if we make a reference of where this calculated average is now, and then if I remove Leo and Aries because of the way they are outside, it does shift this calculated average. Not an awful lot, because Leo and Aries would mirror each other both right to left and up and down. But it does obviously shift it a little bit. You'll see mine is probably a little bit further out than it was before, ever so slightly. So I'm, as lead judge, I will remove Leo and Aries just because they are so far away from the magnifier. And then we're going to have a little vote to see whether, in fact, as a panel, we want to remove my own, which actually jumps the calculated average a little bit further up and then brings Kieran's a little bit further out the bottom. In order to do this, at first, I'm going to remove the lines. That's because you see everyone bar one is now moved quite a lot. So we'll move. We'll first draw in from the player in blue, which is a little bit much narrower line. And then from this player in black and red. Again, a narrower line. And as we've said before, it's where this calculated average is at the moment, whether we're happy with that, with myself removing Leo and Aries, or indeed we want it moved a bit further up, thus, and then bringing Kieran slightly outside. So I'm going to come through you all, including Ari and Leo. So Peter, I'm coming to you first. Are you happy with this calculated average, or indeed do you want to see another judge removed?
No, I think let's stick with that. I would have been happy with Leo's and Aries in, because it did balance it out. But as Lee's judge, you've taken them out, so therefore, as is good for me.
Yeah. Okay. Leo,
I will keep you in, Matt. I think it looks good there.
Okay. Kieran.
Yeah, Matt, I think we've got such a wide spread today. Yours is barely popping out, so I think you're quite close to where most of us are. So I would keep you in.
Okay. Ari.
I would prefer it to be slightly higher, but I will leave you here in as well.
Okay, Nigel.
Yeah, I would leave as is. I wouldn't want to see any more crosses removed. I think it's a good average where it is, and all of the crosses left are in credible positions.
Yep. Jenna.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. With you, it's still in there as well.
Yep. Liam.
Yeah, I'm going to play stick, Matt. Reasons being, I feel that if you take you out, then it makes Kieran possibly eligible, and it's that knock-on effect. Where do you stop? And I think that where you've got the cross is feasible.
Yeah,
on its own, as a standalone. Okay. All right.
So I'll just sort of re-explain. I mean, I've removed Leo and Ari as lead judge because, as I will show again, they're quite a way outside the magnifier and far enough to be removed by myself. And I know they are mirrored, but it does shift this calculated average a little bit. And as we know, a little bit is a lot of pixels. And I think that's quite important from the players of the competition for us to be consistent with the removal of judges when they're so far outside the magnifier. So Lily, after myself removing Leo and Aries as lead judge for the reasons I've given, we've taken another panel vote, and we are going to judge at this calculated average with the remaining 6 choices taken into consideration.
Thank you. If you're happy, then please click submit. Thank you, judges. The coordinates selected are X 2229 Y 1853. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditing company AZETS to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.